So
But
that
yeah,
doesn't
like I
hurt
said,
too,
I always
right?
go back to the long time ago, the ancient days, what
Mm.
I like to call the when my mom was born, where they were
Oh,
building pyramids and stuff.
oh,
I
your
hope
mom must be
I
really
hope she
old.
won't kill me. But yeah, they were more. I feel like they were more in touch with nature. There was
Oh
more
yeah.
like forests. They were out in the beach. They were out in the wilderness.
They were having a great time.
Yeah. Well, there was
Look at
also
us
like
in front of
civil war
computers.
and famine and
Oh,
polio and all that stuff. Like there was that stuff.
forget
Two world
polio.
wars. It wasn't that great.
Yeah,
But like again, I felt
lots of
like there was such
angry.
an they were more open to like a spiritual existence,
Mhm.
something more than what we have today, like this life.
Right.
Whereas now, like I'm not quite sure about where you're living, but like
Mhm.
I live in a concrete jungle. You
Mhm.
know, the trees are just decorative. There's just concrete everywhere. You
Mhm.
don't see the stars anymore, so you can't like interpret the stars or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
You just live in like this box that
Mhm.
doesn't really give you much for the imagination. And then if there is any space left for imagination, it's not even like your own ideas.
Mhm.
You're just scrolling on your phone at other people's imagination.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks, doesn't it?
So I want to ask
That's
you,
no way to live a life content and fully embodied.
yeah, it's like an animal at the zoo.
So
But that
I
mhm.
grew up around forest. Like where I live, like one of the memes about Maine is trees, trees everywhere.
I
And
love trees.
I grew up with this. And so when I go to visit places, I went to Austin a couple months ago, Austin, Texas, and there it is, it's concrete jungle. They had their areas of nice parks and stuff, but um, to me, it's like living in an empty room. Does
There's
that make
just a
any
void.
sense?
It does. There's just a void. You
Um,
just feel something's missing.
yeah,
I don't think we're meant to live in concrete boxes. I don't think we're meant to be away from nature.
yeah, I
Mm.
would agree with that. And
And
I
if
know,
there's this metaphysical plane, uh, based on your experiences, based on what other people believe, I do think like the modern life is keeping us blind to it.
oh yeah, and we don't know any different,
Yeah.
right? So we don't know what the alternative is. And then there's someone like me who says, "Oh, you just got to go in the imagination." But the thing is we're not used to going to the imagination. And that's a really uncomfortable place for some people. But here's the thing about the imagination. We go there all the time. We go there all the time. Do you know why we go there all the time? Because we're checking ourselves to make sure that we're fitting into our social structures all the time. We spend too much energy on it. And then sometimes we go there for fantasy. And then either one of those, we feel shame in it. Just can't win with the imagination. But there is a place where, that there's a truth that's there. You're free of perception in the imagination. And that's where you can get the psychic or the mediumship. Um, Maybe there's more modes that I'm just not aware of, but um, this is how we can get back to home. And we don't physically need to be in a forest. Imagine you're in a forest, and you know what's going to happen. And this is wow. This is wild.
Mhm.
Your body will almost start changing because of what you're telling it and what you're feeling, what you're sensing. Almost like you're transporting yourself to that forest bath that George so badly needs. So, it's not hopeless, but at the same time, it's not easy for people. Just sitting and meditating and just sitting still, like this gets people all worked up. And there's plenty of people that I've talked to where they're like, oh my God, what do I do? It's like, you gotta chill and you just gotta get used to being there, get that comfort and get some familiarity with that space. Do you meditate, George?
Uh, I zone out while working. Is that meditation? I pass out on the couch,
That's sleeping. That's
sleeping.
sleeping,
I
sounds
don't do
like.
that much.
You would be surprised. I remember I used to do meditation um, from books. Like I'd read what I would have to meditate, and I would do it, and I would walk away going, why is meditation like a thing? Why are people into it? I don't get it. I didn't really feel the value out of it. But once I was going there with an intention to observe what would come through visually, or maybe you hear something, or maybe an idea just pops in your head. Once I went to the imagination to watch, that's when it like really changed things. And I really started finding value in meditation, and I started getting benefits of it. Like I started feeling better. It helped reduce my anxiety when I was having like high anxiety stuff going on. And I started getting why people were making it a deal. I started understanding once I had a reason to go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, look, I
Hmm.
feel like I always want to try meditation. I just, I don't know. I just can't sit still.
Yeah,
If I do sit on
you're
the
not
ground
alone.
and try to focus on my inner feelings, I'll be like, oh wow, my
You
butt fell
no,
asleep.
no feelings. That's a no feeling zone.